Hello everyone and welcome back. I know I've been gone for a while and that is because I have had school. But we are done with school for now and hopefully we can see some more videos come out. I'm planning on doing at least 3, including something super exciting that I've been meaning to share for months, so be looking forward to that. In the meantime, we have made it all the way to chapter 10, which is a very exciting milestone, methinks. We have Aster's point of view today, and things continue to look worse. If you want to recap, I would highly recommend checking out the last 2 chapters on my channel. They can be found there. Let us begin. Chapter 10. Aster. Talia found me leaning against the wall outside the house. I shivered as I stared up into the inky blackness above my head, but not because it was cold. It was an after effect of using my powers. A strange kind of iciness would come over me, along with a kind of blank emotional state. I felt nothing, thought nothing. Anything that passed through my mind came dully, with no particular joy or disgust attached to it. It wore off with time, but Adyan swore it took longer and longer each time. I didn't really care right now. I took care of him, Talia said. It'll be a while before anyone finds out. We'd better get out of here. Yeah. I straightened. Yeah. We climbed over the same wall we'd come in by, and waited a few minutes for the main road to clear before we slipped out and started back towards home. Talia kept shooting worried glances at me every few moments, even though I didn't say a word. We were almost back to our hideout, but when the first shreds of frustration started to push through the curtain. We learned nothing, I said as we turned onto the last street. Yeah, Talia said. I kicked at a loose rock in the road, watching as it skittered away in front of me. Nothing. I stared down at my hands. I didn't regret killing him, but I did wish he'd been a bit more useful. I'm sure Lars has other informants, Talia said. Oh, he definitely does. We reached the door to the hideout, and I checked both ways to make sure no one was coming before I opened the door, and we both stepped into the abandoned front section. Problem is, that guy was the only one I knew where he lived. I've never met any of the others. You haven't? Talia sounded genuinely surprised. I shook my head. Then I paused and looked at her. Do you know why we got involved with Lars in the first place? Talia paused. I figured it was a matter of necessity. You guys needed some extra cash, so you took on some work with some dark hearts. Not quite. I glared at the floor. It was a matter of necessity, but Lars definitely doesn't pay us. I drew in a long breath and blew it out before I continued. It was a matter of protection. Adyen made a deal with Lars to protect me. Oh. Talia went quiet. And now? I closed my eyes. It was broken that night. I can't I can't let him use me. And I can't let him get away with what he did. Talia remained silent. Shoving back the pain, I welled up as I remembered, and letting the rage bubble just under the surface, I raised my head. We'll find the other informants. I have my ways. Do we have any informants? Talia wondered. That made me pause. Not really. There's Melia, but she's not really an informant, and she doesn't really deal with the dark hearts, so I doubt she has the information we need. We could still ask. Yeah, maybe she could at least lead us to someone else. In my heart, though, I knew that our talk wouldn't really be all that fruitful. Malia was a sweet old woman. I doubted she would even know what a dark heart looked like if he walked through her front door. I unstrapped my knife belt from my waist and set it on the table. It was pitch black in the room, with only a faint idea of where the window was, because of a little lantern light glittering through it. Feeling around the table, I found the lamp where we kept there and ignited it. The room blossomed into view with the warm glow. Now that the rush from the capture and the use of my powers had worn off, I felt exhausted. I was tired, frustrated, and ultimately I had made no progress. I wanted Adrien here. I wanted him to give me a hug and tell me it was okay to relax. I imagined him here now, but all I could feel was the cold. A hand touched my shoulder. Talia. Not Adrien. I didn't move. We should get some rest before anything else, Talia said quietly. We can start chasing leads tomorrow. I nodded vaguely and shifted away, heading towards the room we shared. Across the room, Adrien's door was shut tight. I didn't know if I could step foot in there again. It would probably be better if I didn't. Once in my room, I flopped on my bed, staring up at the dimly lit ceiling, supported by rafters that crisscrossed the space over my head. I may not have made any progress today, but that did not mean I was beaten. Tomorrow, I would get up and try again. I would keep trying until I was able to look Lars Alfred in the face and show him just how powerful he really was. I would have the satisfaction of having him cower in fear just before he died, and the satisfaction of knowing my brother's death would be avenged. Then, perhaps, I could have peace.